Hello, welcome back. I'm John, old YouTuber. I got a shower and a shaving. This is why I look so nice. It's early Sunday evening and I have uploaded my tank videos. The T62 tanks. But this camcorder is empty power, takes 24 hours to charging. So I have to try this camcorder we cannot use to record text on the screen, but I have this old pocket cam, DJI pocket, but I don't think it cannot record text so clear. You cannot record text like this. So, but I like to test it with a short document, and I have to watch the video if I can use this camcorder. But I have two cheap Sony. I did buy less $100 long time ago. I have charging this one. I could test this one later. Just put it on some boxes, or actually you could put it something like this. But we have to test it later. But he's designer of some of the tanks, so I just use put my camcorder there. But I'm not ready. I'm not quite ready. So of course I can lay my bets. Because my back is hurting, I can just turn my computer like I'm watching Netflix. Let's put my camcorder there. Let's try reach. So I have to see if we can use this camcorder. This camcorder can record like 2 hours. 2 hours video. Then I will go to my bed and read it. But he's the designer of some of the Russian old Russian tanks. Read clouds.
Alexander Alexandrovich Morozov. Picture of Morozov on envelope of USSR. Alexander Alexandrovich Morozov, Russian, Ukrainian Romanized, Alexander Alexandrovich Morozov, born 29 October 1904, Bejitsa.
Yes, I'm not ready because I have to move my table. I cannot get my hands to the mouse, it's too far away. I have to move I cannot do that because then my camcorder is falling on the floor. So let's start again. I had to move my mouse closer. So if I can use this camcorder, I can work much faster. But later when I get some more money, I will buy a new camcorder, of course, to like $500.
Alexander Alexandrovich Morozov. Picture of Morozov on envelope of USSR. Alexander Alexandrovich Morozov, Russian, Ukrainian Romanized, Alexander Alexandrovich Morozov, born 29 October 1904, Bejitsa, nowadays within Bryansk. The 14th of June 1979, 1, was a Soviet designer of tanks, general, major engineer, 1945, and doctor of technical sciences, 1972, twice Hero of the Socialist Labor, 1942, 1974. Morozov took part in the development of the first domestic tank, the T-24. 1930, and also the wheel caterpillar BT2, 1931, BT5, 1932, BT7, 1935, and BT7M, 1939, light tanks. As the technical lead of the project together with M. I. Koshkin and N. Kucherenko headed development of the medium T-34 tank in 1940. During the Second World War, he was chief designer of upgrades of the T-34 tank, which was recognized as one of the best Soviet tanks of the Second World War. After the war, under the direction of Morozov, a number of new types of tanks was created. The Deputy of Supreme Council of the USSR of the 5th Convocation awarded State Awards of the USSR, 1942, 1946, 1948, and Lenin's Award, 1967, to Morozov. He was awarded 3 Orders of Lenin, an Award of the October Revolution, the Orders of Kutuzov of the 1st degree, Order of Suvorov of the 2nd degree, 3 awards of the Labor Red Banner, an award of the Red Star, and other medals. Career. The 14-year-old teenager Morozov, having got a 6-year education at the Moscow Mechanical Institute, came in March 1919 to the engine building plant in Kharkiv, Ukraine. His labor activity began in technical office of the factory as the filing clerk. Further work as a copyist, draftsman, and designer acquainted him with creation at the factory of the first chain-track tractor, the Communer. In 1928 Alexandrovich returned to the factory after service in the Red Army, as an Air Brigade aviation technician. Morozov, as a part of design group, provided production of a prototype of the maneuverable T-1-12 tank and then participated in designing and release of the subsequent modification of the tank, which received the T-24 brand. This tank was one of the first tanks of a domestic design. In it were the powerful engine and a number of original modes of transmission were established. The period of 1929-1931 was associated for Morozov with study on correspondence department of Moscow Automotive Institute of M.V. Lomonosov, and then on evening department of the Kharkiv Machine Building Technical School. Upon termination of technical school, Morozov was directly involved in designing and development of serial production of the BT wheel caterpillar tank. It designed many no-design details of transmission and the running gear of the tank, which was issued for a number of years in form of gradually the enhanced modifications, from BT2 to BT7M. At this stage of design activities, Morozov in a short space of time gained considerable experience, reached the level of the chief designer, began to direct design group, and since July 1936 headed sector of CB on new designing. In the second half of the 30th years, the task on substantial was increase of shell firmness of armored corpus of tanks and increase in their survivability in the battlefield was set for designers of the factory. Designing of wheel caterpillar 20 tank with increased, in comparison with the BT tank, quantity of the leading wheels skating rinks and with the case and a tower of an original form was one of important developments of that period. During the course of performance, this work for the purpose of check of a possibility of simplification of a design of the tank, it was decided to design in addition the tank, close-in parameters, butte without the independent wheel course. The newer 32 tank in many parts was the same as a 20, similar configuration and form of the case, same V2 engine diesel. Separate constructive decisions, such as some modes of transmission and a running gear without basic changes, were used in BT, a 20 and a 32 tanks. At the end of 1938 both projects, a 20 and a 32, were submitted for consideration of the main Council of War of Red Army, where M. I. Koshkin is the chief designer of the factory of the name of Kominton, and A. Morozov, his deputy, made reports of their work. As a result, after discussion of introduced drafts, permission to production of both tanks, Having tested them to make a final choice of one of them for acceptance on arms was got. In June-August 1939 comparative testing were carried out. No essential benefits of the wheel Caterpillar tank in comparison with Caterpillar were revealed, and in conclusions of the commission it was written down. The A-32 tank is the having inventory on increase in weight, it is reasonable to protect more powerful armor, having respectively increased durability of separate details. Therefore, soon the A-32 tank was finished loading to 24 tons and will put on additional trials. Testing confirmed a possibility of increasing the mass of the tank approximately by 5 tons. That allowed to increase case armor thickness from 20 to 45 millimeters and to strengthen a number of nodes and aggregates. The Committee of Defense in case of Council of People's Commissars of the USSR, the resolution of 19 December 1939 accepted the new average tank to production at the Kharkiv plant of a name of Comintern, having appropriated it the T-34 brand. So, because of the courageous innovative approach to the solution of a complex challenge of creation of Beveridge tank of new generation, the designers directed in the beginning by M.I. Koshkin, and after his death Morozov, shortly before the beginning of the Great Patriotic War, created the average T-34 tank, in which for the first time in the world it was succeeded to combine optimum high rates of firepower, anti-whiz band protection and mobility at the low cost of production, reliability and simplicity in operation. The State Award USSR was awarded by the order of the government in 1942 for development of a Designov the T-34 tank to Alexander Alexandrovich Morozov, Mikhail Ilyich Koshkin and Nikolai Alexeyevich Kucherenko, who were during this period the chief of CB of serial production of the plant. Work at the Kharkov's factory by Comintern in the pre-war years was not limited to the formulation of the production of the T-34. The group of designers, itself headed by A. Morozov, continued to search for ways to further improve the medium tanks. As a result of the continuation of this work in the 1942-1944 years at the Urals tank factory were developed even more powerful medium tanks T-43 and T-44. In the early days of World War II, the Soviet government has set task for designers tank builders to ensure a significant expansion of the T-34 tank production. Their production was transferred to several factories of the Volga region, the Urals, in Siberia. Development of production of T-34 tanks by factories with different equipment composition, with low qualification of the majority of workers, many of whom were adolescent armed women, made possible by good process flue design, that to a large extent, in addition to the work of engineers, determined in the daily hard work of designers on simplification of the tank, finding substitutes for scarce materials, adapting its design to mass production. However, the battle characteristics of tank T-34 are continuously improved, and in the second half of 1943 the tank was radically modernized, with a new turret and a powerful 85mm cannon. This was a response to the new German Panther and Tiger tanks and Elephant Ferdinand tank destroyers. The efforts to improve the design of the T-34 and increase its armaments were directed by Morozov and his deputy N.A. Kucherenko, designers Y.I. Baran, A.A. Molishtanov, M.I. Tarshinov, B.H. Erniak, A.I. Shvaler and others. All of them for a fundamental improvement of the existing medium tank design and development of a new medium tank was awarded the State Prize of the USSR. During the years of World War II was released and transferred to the Red Army 52th of tanks T-34, the best tank of the Second World War. In this great merit of factory groups, where the directors were U.E. Maxrev, E. Rubinchik, B.G. Mizrukov, K.A. Zadorojny and others, a lot of effort and attention paid to the production of tank T-34. Commissar V.A. Milishev, his deputy A. Goregliad, I.M. Saltzman, I.M. Popov. A.A. Kabakpashev and others. After the war, several hundred T-34 tanks were mounted on pedestals and become monuments, symbolizing the heroism of Soviet soldiers' tankmen, shown in the battles for the freedom and independence of our country, and the heroic labor of the Soviet tank builders. In the difficult years of the war, Morozov, giving himself entirely to work, achieved outstanding success in strengthening the combat power of the armored forces of the Red Army, for which he was in January 1943 awarded the title Hero of Socialist Labor, too, and was later awarded the highest military leader orders Kutuzov Class I, and Suvorov II